Hello, everybody. It's so good to see you guys again. I'm sorry I haven't been on. You may have heard I went on a little vacation. It was awesome, but I'm back. And for those of you who were with me last year, I did, I think, 10 days for Valentine's Day challenge. So this year I'm going to do something a little different. For the next, from today, which I think is the 8th, until Valentine's Day, we're going to review the Sound Relationship House from the Gottmans. And we're going to do like one layer each day. But today, we're also going to include the pillars on that. So no worries if you're not getting this on the 8th, if you're getting this later on. These are all just like quick little tools that you can use. And we're just going to evaluate your house. Now, what if your partner doesn't want to be involved? That's okay. These are still things you can do for a checkup from your perspective of the house. So the first thing, and I will attach a picture at the bottom of this video, okay? So you know what I'm talking about if you haven't seen it yet. So the first thing you should know about the Sound Relationship House is that the two pillars are trust and commitment. So my first challenge for you is to evaluate where do you feel like you and your partner are with those two pillars. How much trust do you feel like is in the relationship and how much commitment? If those are not solid, doesn't mean you're hopeless. It just means there's some work to be done. But that is the first thing I want you to kind of evaluate. The first floor of the house is called Building Love Maps. And that's really about friendship. How well do you know each other? How involved are you in each other's like day-to-day life? So one way that we as clinicians can evaluate this is I have this card deck and it's at the office, so I can't show it to you. But some of you guys have done this with me, where you take turns asking each other questions. Now, some of them are pretty simple, like who's your partner's favorite relative? Or not that we have favorites. Or, you know, who is someone at your partner's work that they get frustrated with? Or describe in detail a typical day at your partner's job. So things like that. It's really not earth-shattering things. One of my favorite questions is what is your partner's favorite tree? I never had a favorite tree until I stopped to think about it. But anyway, so those are just some really good questions that you can ask each other. And it just helps you evaluate, like, how well do I know you? You know, I think after we've been in a relationship a long time, we start to kind of feel like we know everything about that person because we've spent a lot of time in the early part of the relationship asking those questions, getting to know each other. But I would challenge you because there are little things, and especially like when you change a job or when there's new people at the job, some of those things can change. And so it's kind of nice to be able to make sure you're still touching base with each other on those things. They do have an app, the Gottman card deck, I think is what it's called. It might just say card deck, but if you go into your apps, I think it's for both iPhone and Android, you can look up. Now they have some other things that we are not to yet, but building your love maps really is just making sure you know the ins and outs of your partner, that you know what's making them tick, you know what's going on in their day. Are you checking in with them? How is your day today, honey? Even if you feel like you guys have fairly mundane days away from each other, then, you know, spice up the question a little bit. Maybe just ask, did anything new happen today? Anything exciting happen today? It doesn't have to be like, oh, tell me all the details of your job today. Maybe even just checking in with something y'all talked about last month. Hey, honey, how is so-and-so doing now? Are they responding better after their write-up, or are they still excited after their promotion, or, you know, whatever the case may be, just checking in with your partner on a daily basis and making sure you know kind of what's going on in their world. besides just what the two of you have. So, okay, so that is day 1 for our Sound Relationship House challenge for 2021, leading up until Valentine's Day. The first thing you're going to do is you're going to evaluate your trust and commitment pillars in your relationship. One thing, an easy way to do that is on a scale of maybe 1 to 5 or 1 to 10. What number would you give your relationship when it comes to trust and commitment? So that's the first step. The second thing for today, so like the first story of the house, is knowing your love maps and asking yourself, how well do you know your partner? But it's really asking your partner, how well do I know you? And maybe just asking them some questions about their daily life, especially when you guys are apart from each other, to make sure that you know what's going on in their world. Okay? Tomorrow, I will have the next layer of the house for you guys. Thanks so much. Bye.